Yeah, this is KRS-One from the Temple of Hip Hop. You're connected to the WakeUpShow.com, only on Screen Blast.
We got man, I get goosebumps
where
when
do
you
go
get
from
this
here?
man in the phone.
Like,
I
right?
mean,
This should be like a dead silent introduction.
yeah, man, it's our good old friend KRS-One.
Yeah!
I was gonna have to climatic there. Da-da-da-da-da.
KRS, we're gonna try to get serious here for a second.
What kind of pressure is that?
Yo, man, what made you change the criminal-minded style?
Yeah.
And don't do that, man. You make it.
I got an answer.
Well, I did a Al Pacino switch right there. So, what made you change from the criminal-minded, going out there basically, promoting some type of violence,
Yes.
into the edutainment where you said something so dramatic happened in your life?
Spiritual-minded, criminal-minded, spiritual-minded. Oh, you said edutainment.
Well, you went from
Criminal-minded.
to all of a sudden it was like everybody knew you with the gun and
right.
And all of a sudden it was like I'm switching everything. I'm gonna reverse everything on y'all.
Yes.
And no one knows why and what triggered that exact moment. What was the exact moment you were like, maybe what I'm doing is wrong, I should switch it to this, or maybe I should do something different.
Right. Well, that moment never really came. It was all part of the plan from day one. From day one, we said that what we want to do is come out, first of all, as a production company. See, today, it's everyone has production companies.
Right.
It's common knowledge.
Right.
But back then, no one had production companies. No one would dare come out and say, we are Boogie Down Productions.
Right.
The only ones that were really production companies was Def Jam. Really, they was about it for rap, music production. I mean, there was Juice Crew and so on.
Right.
But no one was saying that they were in-house producers. They was a production company themselves. So we came out, first of all, on that premise. We're going to change the industry by giving MCs, B-boys, B-girls, writers, beatboxers, so on, DJs, independence. This was Scott LaRock's idea. He just came fresh out of business school, went to Vermont State University. He came out with, we don't have to be getting ripped off by these companies. We can own a lot more of our stuff.
Right.
So really it was that. And then now coming from that, we said, well, if we're going to show people how to free themselves in this thing called hip hop, we have to impress a certain kind of audience. And I used to say this all the time in 86 and 87. I said the purpose of Boogie Down Productions is to bring intelligence into the industry. We want to make intelligence cool. We want to make having knowledge fun. Or, because when I was coming up, if you were smart, well, sometimes they do it today, but when I was coming, it was really like terrible. If you were smart or was educated, you was considered.
You'd have to hide your books. You had like a pair of books in your locker and one at home. You didn't want people carrying your books
People
home.
would actually diss you if you had education. So we looked at that and said, okay, first of all, we got to come out the hardest. The people of God have got to come out harder than the people of hell, if I may put it in that term. And we looked at it and we said, okay, my first record, South Bronx, I said, I am a teacher and others are kings. If that's the title they earn, well, it's well deserved. But without, I still burn. The teacher, that's what we came out as. Boogie Down Productions. This is what we was going to do from day one. I had already wrote Stop the Violence before Criminal Minded. We used to do Stop the Violence when fights broke out in the clubs. Right. I used to do that as a freestyle. I used to say 1, 2, 3. The crew is called BDP, and if you want to go to the tip top, stop the violence in hip hop, yo. And in the studio, the yo got changed to YO. Right. So that's why they say stop the violence in hip hop, YO. It was originally yo. And it was more to a harder beat and so on. Right. And that's how we came out. So for us, it was never really a switch. It was sort of, or for me, it wasn't a switch. It was untimely that Scott got killed. But this was the plan from day one. We was going to rock this audience and prove that we could be the hardest, the most intelligent, the positive, the productive, can also come with that gat and get with you. And we had to prove that not only lyrically, but in the life of hip hop culture itself, which is where I get such a, I guess, a contradictory critique.
Right.